A makeup look. Well, I just got out of the shower, so my face is clean. So what you want to start out first doing is putting on some moisturizer because your makeup adheres better to your face if you have on moisturizer. It feels so good in the dry season. And there's a mirror above me, so I'm using the mirror, not the camera. And I have on some lip balm, so that's why my lips are glossy. Especially around my eyes, because nothing like it. Alright. Mermaid look. Mermaid look. How to do a mermaid look. My hair's wet, so that's why it looks the way it does. Alright, so I start out with a dry face. And I'm going to use, I'm going to do my eyebrows first. And I use the Wet n Wild retractable brow pencil. It's like $2 or something. And I use the shade medium brown. Alright, so this is how I do my eyebrows. And I'm only going to say this once. So I have a mirror right here that goes like 5 times the magnifying power. And my eyebrows are done. They're waxed, so I would like to show you how I do them when they're not waxed, but I can't right now, so I'm going to show you how they're done. So I just follow the outline of my eyebrow already. I don't go out any further than they do, and I don't go any I just don't do anything special. You just trace around your eyebrow. You don't have to go too hard. You don't have to go too light. It's a crayon. This is basically a crayon. Just follow the outline. Now I didn't go all the way like right here like I did on the bottom because I'm gonna do some faux hairs to make it look super natural. So you just kind of go up. You use a lighter hand than you did tracing it when you're doing your inner corner. Just I kind of use short right here, and then I kind of get longer gradually. And then you're done with the pencil, and then you find your brown eyeshadow and your eyeshadow brush. I use just a dark brown eyeshadow, and I use a black eyeshadow. So your eyebrow brush would look something like this, and you just grab some brown eyeshadow, start out with a little bit, you don't need a lot, and go in and color in the thicker part of your eyebrow. You don't go all the way over just yet. Just the thicker part of your eyebrow right now. If you need to get some because you like a more of a darker, intense look, get some more eyeshadow. It's really how you like it. Then I'm going to grab some black eyeshadow because that just goes with my hair, and I use it on the ends. I don't, like I said, I don't go out any further than my eyebrow does because you want your drawn in eyebrows to look as natural as possible, okay? That's the goal here. And I don't get any more eyeshadow, so I just kind of go over to where the front of my eyebrow and kind of blend everything in. And it's really not that hard. It really, really is, and don't let your eyebrows intimidate you. They may frown at you, but they're not intimidating. Alright, same thing with the other eyebrow. You go in as much as your eyebrows go in. Trace around. I follow the natural shape of my eyebrows, but you can do them as thick as you want or as thin as you want, depending on your preference. There you are. Grab some brown eyeshadow. fill it in. If your eyebrows aren't exactly even, we'll fix that in a minute. I'm just trying to get through this because anybody got time for a super long video? And I'm just doing it like I normally would. Like, okay, so if you mess up on your eyebrows, like this one's thicker, this one's thinner, you don't have to restart your eyebrows all over again. I'm going to show you how to fix it. You grab some concealer. I use the e.l.f. concealer in light beige. I'm not sure this is exactly my color, but I'm going to go with it. And I just use a regular foundation pencil, just a regular brush. This is a brush. You can use really any brush that's kind of flat. Take some concealer, do a couple dots, and you grab a little bit of concealer from what you've already applied and just start to trace the outside of your eyebrow, because what you're trying to do is clean up the look, because right now it's a little blurry on the outside of your eyebrows. Or like, in other words, it's not sharp looking. So I'm going to take some concealer and just kind of sharpen the edges. Don't get it like actually in your eyebrow, but this is the part where you either make it like as thin as you want gradually, or as sharp as you want. So I don't use all of the concealer, and sometimes I take it up here. Not really sure why, because I mess it up all the time. I mean, every single time I do this, I mess it up. Just like I did just now. I got it in my eyebrow. And then I kind of take my finger and just blend the rest of it out, because this is how we're going to prime our eye for the eyeshadow. I should have probably said this in the beginning, but I am not a makeup expert. It's kind of self-taught, you know, watching makeup videos, kind of figuring out my own way to do things. So don't think you're getting some super expert advice, because honestly, I can't even form a sentence, as you will see many times in this video. So blend it out with your finger. You don't need all these tools. And that's kind of how you get your eyebrow. So you do the same thing to the other eye. Oh, my skin is super dry right now. And if it's your first time doing this, you should move slowly so as not to get it in your eyebrow. But if you do, just kind of take your eyebrow brush that you used earlier for the eyeshadow and fill it back in. But just try not to mess up. But like I said, I mess up all the time, so it's not the end of the world if you do. Blend it out. This whole concealer step is totally optional. I just started doing it fairly recently. I mean, I haven't done it like this whole time I've been doing makeup. And people will still compliment you on your makeup even if you don't do your eyebrows. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world. All right, eyebrows are done, eyes are primed, and we're gonna do a makeup look. We're gonna do a mermaid look. So I didn't really plan this whole thing out. So what I'm gonna do is take some powder. You can take any powder that's your skin tone. You could use eyeshadow, just like a pale, not white, but like a pale powder. So I'm just gonna take a powder and a brush, or you could use your finger. I mean, I'll use my finger. I'll use my finger. You take some powder, get a little bit on your finger, and dust it over your eye. So I mean, because the reason for this is once you put the concealer on your eye like we just did, if you put on some foundation, or not, if you put on some eyeshadow, in the middle of the day, your eyeshadow will crease as your eye creases, and it's super annoying. So this powder helps prevent that. Okay. All right. So, what kind of eyeshadow palette am I gonna do? I might do pink for Stephanie. I'm probably gonna do pink. Now it's not super mermaidy, but I'm just gonna do pink because mermaids are pink. And I've done a pink lip before, so I kind of know-ish what I'm doing. All right, so I'm gonna take a brush and my lash glue is on the floor. So you can imagine the disaster sitting next to me. So I'm just gonna take a blending brush, and it looks like this. It's just a blending brush, super fluffy. And I'm gonna use a what palette is this? It's the 24G palette. I would show you what it looks like, but some of these powders in here aren't stable, aka cracked. So, all right. So I'm just gonna use the. Let me see. I'm gonna go in with the brightest pink. All right, and I'm gonna brush that all over into the crease of my eye. And this is gonna be super pink. It's gonna be, if you love pink, this is your palette. And I'm gonna go up a little bit and out. It's okay if you kind of messed up a little bit. It's totally fine. Okay. You go into your crease and then you go up a little bit. You don't want to go all the way up into your brow bone because we're saving that for later. Do the same thing to the other eye because I don't do one eye at a time. I do both. And sometimes I go in for powders, sometimes for extra powder, sometimes I don't. It just depends on how bright I want the color, how pigmented, how bold I want it. If I want a really light, natural look, I use less powder. All right, brightest pink accomplished. And then I'm gonna go in with a more dustier pink using the same brush. Just to tone down the brightness a little bit because I'm just doing a transition look. So I'm going to go in with a super dusty pink. In the middle, just in the crease area. I'm not going to go up with it. I'm just going to keep it in the crease area. All right. And then I'm going to use I should turn the light on behind me. I'm going to use a different brush. It's kind of like the same blending brush, except it's a little more narrow. It's just a little more narrow, and use a like a brown because I kind of stick to colors that are more like me. Because I want a pink smoky look without using like all these pinks. I love using browns and blacks. I love all of the look that they give me. Alright, so I'm still using the same mirror that I used for my eyebrows, and sometimes because I want to see how it looks up close, and then I'll use my bigger mirror to see how it looks from a distance. And I just keep this brown like tightly in my crease. I don't take it anywhere. I just keep it in my crease only. And then I'll take that bright pink again, just a little bit, and go over that brown and up a little bit. Because like I said, I want the pink to shine through, but I want that smokiness at the same time. And I always use browns. I always use blacks. On a regular day, I won't use eyeshadow. I'll just use a thick wing, eyeliner wing, which I'm going to use with this look as well. But if I'm going to use eyeshadow at all, and I only have like 5 minutes to do my eyes, or like 3 minutes, I just use, and especially if I mess up on my wing, I'll use just black eyeliner in the corner of it, in the outer corner of my eye, because it covers up if you mess up your eyeliner, and it still gives you a smokiness. I just use strictly black liner or black eyeshadow. And go in with some more pink again. Try to make both eyes match, because I can't really fix it if you don't match it. So if you don't have enough pink on one eye, girl, add some pink. What do you think this is? All right, and this is why eyeshadow takes the longest, because you just gotta toy with it, see what you like. You try to make both eyes even, because you don't want one eye like super smart, smoky and pink, and the other eye like confused. All right, I'm not gonna mess around with it too long. It's close enough. So now we're gonna put some lashes on, girl. All right, I'm gonna take a really dark black. There's all kinds of blacks. I try to find the darkest one, and I use a completely different brush. This eyeshadow brush I use primarily for black eyeshadows. I don't use it for anything else. I just use it for black eyeshadows or really dark browns. And I'm going to use, obviously, black eyeshadow, and I keep it strictly on the outer corner. I keep it very minimal, but very noticeable. So you can see just where I'm using it. And then I take it just a little bit over in the crease area, but mostly on the outer. Don't start out with a lot of black. Start out with a little bit, because there's usually no going back. Once it's on, it's on. You did it. I'm gonna take the same blending brush that I used with the pink, blend it out. I would use the other one, but like I said, I want as much pink as possible because this is kind of a mermaid look. Do the same thing to the other eye. Keep it tight, keep it in the outer corner. You can go as far out as you want, I mean, if it makes you comfortable, but don't go as far in, because we can clean up the outer, but not so much the inner. And I'm just now thinking we could do something sparkly on the lid part. I mean, because why not? I just thought of it. Blend out the black a little bit, not too much, because like I said, you want it to be noticeable. You don't want it to be just blended out by the pink, because otherwise I would put the black on. All right, so my skin is like really dry. I really need to get some foundation on it right now. All right, so we're gonna do a glittery kind of inner corner. Now, when I do my eyes, I kind of go in between eyeshadow palettes, because not every eyeshadow palette has exactly what you want. So I've got to go through these, and mostly my eyeshadow palettes are made up of browns and neutrals and golds and blacks and you know, stuff like that. So I think I found the color that I want to use. Yep. All right, so I'm gonna use the 35 OS palette. Oh, the 350 S palette. I'm like 35 OS. What is that? I've never heard of that. All right, and I'm gonna use the color, the shade. Which shade is this? I'm gonna use the shade Angelic. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use the shade, or I could use the shade. Yeah, I'm gonna use the shade Angelic because that's a little more pink. And I'm gonna use my middle finger, grab a whole bunch of it because I like a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm going to put it on the inner corner and first half of my eye. And usually I put on like 3 layers. I mean, I don't know when to stop when it comes to sparkles. And the more layers I guess you put on, the more it pops, but don't like keep piloting on because there's a limit. And I usually do 3 max. Max. And if I go a little too far over, I just grab that same black eyeshadow brush without grabbing any extra black eyeshadow and fix it. And I usually get something in my eye. The whole experience, I get something in my eye. Do the same thing for the other one. Make it super sparkly. All right. Really, my favorite part is my lashes. I love doing my lashes, and I just take some sanitizer and clean out my hands because I use my hands a lot with makeup, and I usually use hand sanitizer probably 3 times this whole time. All right, now that my eyes are done, oh no, they're not. I also use inner corner highlight. I think I'll apply it now. Ow, hand sanitizer found all my hand cuts. All right, so I'm gonna use the color in the same 350S palette. I'm gonna use the color Strobe. You can use any, depending on the color that you are, you can use a white eyeshadow, you can use a beige eyeshadow palette. I just use something way lighter than my skin tone because, like I said, it's a highlight, and I just put it on the inner corner of my eye. You could use the same sparkly eyeshadow that we just used, or that I just used, on my lid and just drag it over if you want, if that makes things easier, because it's in the same palette anyway. All right, now it's dramatic. It's supposed to be dramatic. Mermaids are not normal, so neither is this eyeshadow look. All right, I'm gonna take my Sephora. I don't know if I like it or not. I don't know. It's better. It's the best I've tried so far, aside from the NYC eyeliner, which is like $1, I think. And I've tried lots of liquid eyeliners. I've tried gels, and I like liquid. So if you don't like liquid eyeliner, if it scares you like it usually does me, you could use a pencil. You could use gel. You could use you don't have to use a gel. You don't have to, but I'm gonna use eyeliner because black eyeliner adds some drama. But first I'm gonna clean up my makeup, my eye makeup, because it fell all over my face. So I'm just gonna take some makeup remover, a cotton ball, and clean it up so it doesn't mix in with my foundation and turn my face pink, although it wouldn't do that. All right, eyeliner, I usually go for a pretty thick line. Usually. And about this time, I realized that I have not picked out my lashes, because I always let my lashes dry while I apply my eyeliner because it takes so long for my eyeliner. So I just got, it's in the mail, and these are the options that I'm gonna use. Bro, just just like, I can't even speak. All right, so I think I'm gonna go with the most dramatic, which is Icicle. And this is what they look like. Like, I can't help myself. I can't help myself. And a lot of people ask me how to apply your lashes without trimming them, because I don't trim my lashes. To fit my eye necessarily. I dropped my lash. This is the ugly parts of my makeup routine that nobody wants to talk about. Dropping your lash. All right, I usually check to see if I want it to go with my eyeshadow look just by placing it over my eye. Do I want this? Usually I agree with myself. This is what I want to look. This is the eyeshadow look that I want to go with my eyeshadow look. Because sometimes, oh, here it is. Sometimes lashes can be very overbearing. It can just be so thick on your eye, and it just like it. To me, I don't care for that style, and because it covers up all the work that you did with your eyeshadow. So I mean, you want people to see your eyeshadow, right? Otherwise, why you do it? All right, now you take your eyeliner glue. I use this one, the Kiss Strip Adhesive with Aloe, because it has aloe and I feel fancy, and because it adheres to your eyes. Your lashes will adhere to your eyes just no matter the weather, no matter the apocalypse, no matter the mood, no matter what. I mean, I think I've even showered with these on. Don't ask me why, but I think I have, and they stayed on. But its kryptonite is if you cry. Tears will always, it'll always remove this specific glue. I think it's the strongest one. A lot of people use Duo. I don't care for Duo, but you do you. And I just put on a really, oh, I'm not even showing you. And I just put on a really thin strip of glue, just like really thin, like a really modest amount. And when I say modest, I mean a whole bunch. And I just let those dry. I just sit them down on my desk here and let them dry. Just hang them out. Now don't forget that they're there and sigh really big, because your eyelashes are going to go everywhere. I've done that. All right, now back to your liquid eyeliner. What happened to my eyeliner? Right here. All right, let's wing it out. All right, I don't like to talk and do my eyeliner because it messes me up. But I keep my eyeliner thickest where the darkest eyeshadow is, and I keep it lighter where the sparkly eyeshadow is. Sometimes I stop my eyeliner right here because that's where my sparkly starts, and I just end it. Kind of like transition it, just kind of, just at an angle. But today I decided to go a little bit further in, not all the way in, because it just disappears anyway, because my eyes get really watery all the time. I don't know why. And do the same thing to the other eye. Obviously. check to see if they're even. They usually never are, but it's okay. The trick is with liquid eyeliner, don't keep going back in for more. Just use one application and work with it. Don't keep adding more, because you're just gonna end up with all this eyeliner that you don't know what to do with, and it's just gonna smudge and it's gonna smear. And if you need to go back in, if you need to absolutely go back in, because sometimes you do, just take it out and kind of wipe it on the edge and use that, just because you kind of only get one shot with this. Because if you mess up, RIP eyeshadow. All right, now we take, this is totally optional too. You take some just regular coal black eyeliner. I sharpen mine after every other use, just because, but don't make it too sharp. And I go under my eyelid, my upper waterline. I feel like it makes a difference. I feel like it makes your lashes look thicker. It makes the eyeliner look thicker. It adds to the smoky effect. Like I said, you don't have to if you don't want to. And I'm usually pretty generous with it. All right, it's all pretty straightforward. Makeup is really simple. It's kind of a lot of fun. And take some mascara. I use the Voluminous L'Oreal mascara. It gets a lot of great reviews. I like it. Don't put too much on if you're applying false lashes. Take my word for it. Oh, this is what it looks like. Voluminous mascara. Ooh, my hair is drying into a fro. All right, this is usually what it looks like so far. I don't normally get very many questions about my foundation, so I mean, it's not a secret. I don't normally have a foundation routine. I like the Estee Lauder foundation. I really like it. But I am not going to show that part on camera. You know what? I should. I'm here. I'm going to do it. I mix my foundations and I'm running out of foundation. So I need to hurry up and decide what I want and go with it. So today I'm going to use the Cover FX Power Play in G40. I like the Estee Lauder and 2W2 Rattan, however you say it. I like the ColourPop. I really don't know my shade, so I like the ColourPop foundation. I like the e.l.f. foundation. I wear nude. I like this. This is really good if you have acne problems, I think. And I also use L'Oreal, their Fresh line. This is really good. What shade do I use? I use 440, shade 440.